You have big dreams. You can clearly see yourself succeeding. You know exactly what you want to achieve. You watch others living the life you want, and you think, I could do that, maybe even better. But then the day arrives to take action, and you think, tomorrow. You scroll on your phone, watch another video, and keep planning. Does this sound familiar? Ambitious but stuck in a cycle of procrastination? If that's you, then this story will change everything. Because once, there was a man just like you, until one unexpected encounter revealed the brutal truth that set him free. Meet Daniel, a 27-year-old man living in a busy city, far from the life he envisioned. His apartment on the 5th floor was quiet, filled with plans for a better future. Daniel had big dreams, building a business, writing a book, getting fit, learning new skills, and making an impact on the world. His wall was plastered with sticky notes, reminders of his ambitions and motivational quotes. His bookshelf overflowed with books on success, discipline, and achievement. Each one promised transformation, filling Daniel with excitement. But there was one problem. Daniel never took action. Every morning, Daniel woke up determined, telling himself, today is the day. Today I'll start. But by noon, that fire within him turned to smoke. By evening, it was reduced to ash. I'll start my business next month when I save enough, he'd say. I'll write my book next year when I have more time. I'll get fit on Monday after I finish this series. His friends stopped asking about his goals. His family stopped believing in his promises. Deep down, even Daniel knew the truth. He was a dreamer, full of ambition, but stuck in inaction. One day, his mother visited, and upon seeing the unchanged apartment, the same sticky notes from 6 months ago, she gently said, "Son, dreams without action are just daydreams." Daniel nodded, feeling a sting of shame, but instead of acting, he opened his laptop and watched videos about successful people. Watching others succeed was easier than starting himself. At night, lying in bed, Daniel wrestled with a question that haunted him. Why am I like this? He wasn't untalented. He had ambition. He could see the path to success clearly. So why couldn't he take the first step? Daniel's moment of change came during a chance meeting with his old college roommate Alex at a coffee shop. Alex had always been the more practical one, but now, 2 years later, he seemed different. He was confident, alive, and full of energy. "So, what are you up to these days?" Daniel asked, expecting the usual small talk. Alex smiled. "Remember that app idea I mentioned in college? The one everyone thought was stupid?" Daniel nodded. He'd had a similar idea, but never acted on it. "I built it," Alex continued, his eyes glowing. "We launched 6 months ago. We've hit 50,000 users. I quit my job last month to focus on it full-time." Daniel's coffee tasted like ash. He smiled and congratulated Alex, but inside, something broke. 2 years ago, Daniel and Alex were in the same place, both with dreams, both with potential. The only difference, Alex had started. Daniel hadn't. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. He sat at his desk staring at his vision board, the same goals, the same dreams. He opened his journal and wrote something he had been avoiding for years. "I am not unlucky. I am not waiting for the right time. I am just scared, and I've been using planning as an excuse for not starting." The pen shook as the truth poured out. How many more years will I waste being ambitious but lazy? The next morning, Daniel couldn't stay still with his thoughts. He drove out to the mountains on the edge of a city to clear his mind. As he walked, he saw an elderly man sitting on a rock adjusting his hiking boots. The man must have been in his 70s, but his eyes were sharp and kind. "Starting late?" the old man asked as he noticed Daniel's casual clothes and lack of equipment. Daniel smiled. "I'm not really hiking, just walking and thinking." The old man introduced himself as Robert, a hiker with 40 years of experience. They started talking, and Robert asked Daniel about his dreams and struggles. Daniel, for some reason, answered honestly, and Robert listened patiently. "You see that peak?" Robert pointed to a distant summit glowing in the morning sun. "It looks impossible from here, doesn't it?" Daniel nodded. "Do you know what most people do? They stand here admiring it. They talk about how wonderful it would be to reach the top. They buy fancy gear, watch videos of others climbing, and plan their route, but they never take the first step." Robert picked up his backpack, heavy and worn from years of use. This backpack is heavy, Robert continued. The first mile is hard. You'll sweat, you'll doubt yourself, you'll want to quit. But do you know what happens if you just take that first step? Then another, then another? The peak doesn't move, but you get closer. Daniel felt exposed. How do I stop being scared? He asked. Robert laughed. You don't. The fear never goes away. You just start anyway. The only difference between dreamers and doers is this. Doers are willing to suck at the beginning. They're willing to be bad, to be slow, to be embarrassed, because they know that starting badly is better than never starting at all. Robert stood up, slinging his backpack over his shoulder. I'm heading to the waterfall today, 2 miles up. You can join me, but here's the rule. No talking about whether you're ready. No asking if you have the right gear. You either start walking now, or you turn around and keep dreaming. Daniel hesitated, but then remembered his wasted years, the vision board, and Alex's success. He took a deep breath and took his first step onto the trail. Then another, then another. The first 10 minutes were brutal. His legs burned, his lungs screamed, and doubt crept in. But Robert walked ahead, steady and patient. Something shifted after 30 minutes. His breath steadied, his steps became automatic. He wasn't thinking about the peak anymore. He was just walking. After 2 hours, they reached the waterfall. Daniel stood there, sweaty and tired, but filled with something he hadn't felt in years, pride in doing. That night, Daniel sat at his desk, tired from the hike, but his mind was clear. He opened his laptop, not to plan, but to act. He created a document titled, My Book, First Draft, and wrote 200 words. Not perfectly, but it was real. Over the next few weeks, Daniel kept writing. Imperfectly, but consistently. He joined the gym, started outlining his business idea, and took action. 3 months later, Daniel met Alex again. This time, Daniel had something new to share. I started my book. It's not finished, but I've written 15,000 words. I've been going to the gym every morning. I've got my business prototype. Alex smiled. That's amazing, man. What changed? Daniel grinned. I stopped planning to start. I just started. Badly, slowly, imperfectly, but I started. Daniel's story is your story. If you've ever been stuck in the gap between dreams and action, remember this. Your dreams don't care about your plans. The universe doesn't reward intention, it rewards action. So take that first step. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it'll never come. And if you can push through the fear, just like Daniel did, momentum will carry you forward. Now, I want you to do something right now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Open a document, make a call, take one small step towards your biggest dream today. Because the only difference between dreamers and doers is one step. And remember, bad action is better than perfect inaction. If this story inspired you, please subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories that will change the way you think. Your good comment inspires us to make the next video.